Well, true to form, true to form of my day. So, Captain Marvel's not up yet. I haven't finished or even started to edit the um, video due today, the video project for today. So, that is the way my life likes to go. I imagine I will probably not feel great tomorrow because what I did have time to do today was try some new foods. So, I didn't get anywhere near what I wanted to get done today because, well, let's see if we can tell this in a fun way. I got up early today, planning to get a lot done and go run errands early, but I was ravenously hungry, and one of the things I had planned to do over the next few days is some taste tests. So I ate some taste tests, which honestly made me a little queasy for a few hours afterwards. Poor choice. But I had those. I went out to run my errands, got caught in traffic there and back again, because it was one of those situations where, like, I had had a brainstorm while I was recovering from my eating choices earlier today, and my eating choices were enough that they really did me in. So I had a couple of hours to do some writing, and I was so into what I was writing. I'm like, all right, this is great. And I'm like, yeah, but we've got things we need to finish today. We've got a video we need to finish shooting, and we need to do some editing and posting of the Captain Marvel thing that's not up yet. And we need to do a few other things, do some finishing with the camera on some stuff, and then go to the post office, get the box that's supposed to be there, hit the grocery store to get a few other things while I can. And I'm like, all right, I got to do all this stuff. And then immediately I went out the door and I'm like, oh, traffic. It's going to take twice as long to do what I need to do today. So I'm out doing my errands, and I was a little worried I was going to get to the post office and it would have a slip saying you've got a package because the rest of the post office is closed. I can't pick it up. But I picked it up. And then I'll open it on, I think that'll be fun. And then finished up with that, did a few other errands, got back on the road, and it took me a while to get back here because of traffic. And on my way back, it was like really, really going slow. And I suddenly realized something. All the work that I had been doing on my computer, I left my computer running while I was gone. But before I had left, it said, we've just updated a bunch of files, or we've just updated Windows, and we need to restart. And I had told it, wait 2 hours. Well, I was on my way back here, and it was 1 hour and 43 minutes, and I had about 15 minutes to get back, and traffic was slow. I'm like, it's going to restart and delete everything I did this morning, isn't it? So I freaked out. I got super stressed. And when I'm like that in the car, I can be kind of, I can be a bit of a crabby driver. I know, and it's something I have to work on. Like, when I'm behind the wheel and everybody else is either driving dangerously or impeding my ability to get somewhere in a reasonable amount of time, I go crazy. I say all sorts of nasty things that I shouldn't say about other people. But when I got back here and I scrambled across the house, got to the laptop that I'd been using to do my writing, and woke it up and saw that it was prompting me that it should start to reboot now. And it was just checking with me, and I guess it's got like a 5-minute grace period to check whether or not it's okay. And so I just saved it. But I spent the whole like car ride here freaking out about like hours of lost work. And I was like, okay, we've done that. Let's put the groceries away, figure out what we're doing. And I'm like, I'll wait till I open it. I'm on live tonight to open this. And then I sat down and I'm like, okay, so what were we doing? Figure out what were we working on, and can I get ready to go work on some of the rest of the stuff that I was doing? I had just sat down to sort of organize and look at my schedule and my plan when I heard the door open, and it's the tenant it's the person in the other unit in this building, and he's got some health concerns, and he's having a bad day, like emergency room bad day. And I was the only other one in the building. So that's where most of my energy went today, was uh, making sure he was okay, figuring out what I need to do to make sure he gets what he needs done, having him yell at me because he's stressed out about not feeling well. And I mean, like, he's in a lot of pain. He's in a super amount of pain. And he's not in a position where he's able to, I mean, he's got insurance, and his insurance should cover his trips to the emergency room, which he needs to take. Because if he doesn't, like, he has kidney problems. His kidneys will fail if he treats them wrong. And he's had a couple instances of high potassium lately. And when you have muscle cramps and sort of borderline seizures, you really need to go get that checked out. But he's also, I can't get my insurance to pay for the last visit I did. Like, if you have a chronic health condition and it instigates symptoms that are life-threatening, they should be covering it. He goes, well, they're not. They're refusing to pay for that. And I was like, well, look, you can't let that prevent you from getting the care you need to get. And so I feel like I'm probably going to have to either go into a doctor with him at some point, or I'm going to have to make some calls to his insurance providers, because as far as I know, refusal to pay for emergency needs is illegal. And if they're not going to rectify that situation on their current accounts, then I'm going to have to talk with them about going into whatever negotiations have to be done. And in all probability, they'll negotiate, trying to get their way out of it. And then I'll talk with an ombudsman about whether or not we have to push it a little bit further. But so that was my afternoon. I got nothing else done, really. Well, that's not true. I got several hours of writing on an unrelated project to anything I'm supposed to be writing done. So, but it was all based off of a couple dreams I've had the last few nights, and I wanted to get them down, because like when I have a streak like that hit me, like I can't not record it, because like as much as I want to force it back onto the tracks that I feel it's supposed to be on, if I do that, I risk losing something that I was excited about and enjoying, because by 3 weeks from now, when I get back around to that idea, I won't remember what I was excited about, and it'll be so far behind me that I won't be able to reclaim the thing that I enjoyed about it. So I'd rather record it now and get a little behind in the other things that I'm supposed to be doing than not do it. But we are approaching 10 minutes. What do you say? Open the box? Now this looks like it's delivered directly from Amazon. Yeah? Looks that way. I'm seeing if I can just, I'm half debating whether or not I should try to decipher it from the labeling. I don't think I'll be able to. All I've got is P yellow. Yeah, I'll just open it. That's half the fun, right? Open it and be surprised. Don't try to cheat and figure it out before you open it. That's no fun. All right, so open that side. Oh, my digestive system's so a little angry about what I ate this morning for breakfast. And it wasn't even worth it. That's the thing. That was not a good breakfast. Oh, come on. You're just going to do that all day, aren't you? All right, there we go. Yeah, that's a little tool I like to use for opening boxes. Let's just see if you can see it. It's got that little back hook on it that cuts through things. It's good for box opening. I could have a more impressive knife. Actually, I do have a more impressive knife, but it's way in the other room and I don't want to get up and stop now. But next time I have a box to open, I guess I can do mail openings at some point. You see the people who do the mail openings on YouTube and they use these big, ornamental, weird-looking knives. I've got one. I've got one like that. One that looks like you could punch a dragon with it. I actually have a couple of katanas, actually. Like toy katanas. They're not like the real thing. They're decorative. There we go. So this is Vertigain technology patent pending. So it's a new one. So this is a sound enhancing acoustic chamber microphone. Well, thank you. M-Drill Zero. Increase recording streaming quality 10% by sound enhancing acoustic chamber design. 2 recording patterns. Cardioid and omnidirect. So it does both. That's interesting. USB Type-C connection. Easily connect to the favorite devices and feel the incredible speed through reversible Type-C connection. Okay, so it's a, I believe the Type-C's, I won't plug it in right now because the last time I tried to make an adjustment while live streaming, it left a 3-minute video up. I still can't believe we lost a whole day of live streaming on that. All right. But okay, so we've got this here. It looks like it should be backward compatible with USB 2 and 1. But even if not, I believe my new laptop has a USB 3 port. So, ooh, silicon gel too. I know what I can do with playing with that. Okay, so that's so it takes a 5-volt DC cord, which it should have. Tighten it up so it doesn't move as much. Can you? Yeah. Yeah, looks that way. Okay. Do you have one of these? Do you know how well it works or not? It should be good. It'll be better than anything I currently have. Okay, so what do we got here? So it should have a power cord with it. There we go. This looks pretty slim and straightforward. So that is USB. The information and a decal. Or maybe it's just powered by the USB then, huh? So USB 2 to 3, is that what that is? Okay, let's take a look. I haven't seen. Okay. So, oh, there's one of these fold-out things. Okay, so yeah, it looks like. Oh. Okay. So yeah, the cord, the USB cord, just goes directly into the bottom of the mic, into the side of the computer. but the extra port on the bottom is so you can plug a headphone in and listen over headphones while you're recording. That seems different. I don't think I've ever seen a mic where you plug a headphone directly into the mic. That's interesting. Okay, so when it plugged in, it looks like it shouldn't require downloading any drivers. It should just start itself up. I will play with this a little bit after we're done here. Yeah, it looks like it just like any USB device. When you plug it in, it'll do your device is ready to use. So it should auto-install everything it needs, which I much prefer that to some of the old school stuff. I remember when I was younger. So thank you again. Oh, I should probably read the messages that are playing now, huh? Like, yeah, if it's the same, is it the same as Nighthawk and Light did a demo of taking an old plastic tub, lining it with egg crate foam, and putting a mic inside. I don't know if that's the one that you're referring to. If it's the same style mic, I'm curious to play with it, and I will probably use it as a review for my channel too. And between being able to fiddle with the resolution on the image and the audio, we should actually be able to get some good stuff going in the future here. I wonder how far I can push this web camera. Like right now it's really washed out, but I know we've had some moderate success doing this and getting a cleaner color. At least I prefer this color than the washed out color. But I do know that there's some settings I can play with on the camera. This is mainly just set to default. As I play with it a little bit more, I might be able to use it for better video quality. I have to really take a look at it though. Like it's hard. Like I'm looking at it right now, what it's playing on my screen, and it's a bigger picture, and it's an okay picture, but I get a lot of noise in my picture, visual noise. It's like lines. I don't know if I can get it to point it at itself and see if I can get it to show you what I mean. Don't get too dizzy here. Okay, so that's the graininess of, whoop. Can you see the image a little bit? Maybe? The quality of the image is pretty aggressively bad, I feel like. You can kind of see over in the image here, it's choking on it, and the image over here, there are like some horizontal lines that go across it. I don't know if that shows up like right now for you. I'm a little out of focus now because I moved it. Get my hand out of the way and it should settle down. So it's now focus. Anyway, doesn't want to focus now. But yeah, for me it's on my screen, and I think it's partly the noise from my laptop in the line with the camera and the internet access, sending the signal out and loading the signal back up and playing it back through here. I think that it's sort of like when you take a photocopy of a photocopy of a photocopy, you get a degradation in image. So I think my screen looks a little rough. I'll have to go back afterwards. See if come on, focus, focus. Doesn't want to focus. I should know better than to play with the equipment when I'm live streaming. But yeah, I will have to go back and look at. Wow, you're getting worse. We're getting way worse. Play back some of the previous live streams to see if pulling them off the internet looked better for me. Man, I need a shower. It got really hot here today. Can we focus now? Okay, here. There we go. It got really, really hot here today. And so I am sweating up the snow. Well, hot for me. Like I'm used to, we just had a winter where we had temperatures usually in the 40s to 50s, a few days in the 60s, felt warm. It was like 78 today, and I was not prepared for it. So I went out with a long sleeve shirt over and a chef's coat over the long sleeve shirt and long pants. And that was warm weather for New England winter. So I feel a little gross right now. And also I ate a bunch of gross stuff today. When you eat gross stuff and you're in a warm environment, you just feel gross all day. So that's where I am right now. Certainly feeling it. But yeah, I did a lot of writing today. I wouldn't say a lot of writing. A fair bit more writing than I've been able to achieve in the last few weeks. So I probably got a couple thousand words in. But again, like I said, it was on stuff that wasn't what I was supposed to be working on. But I enjoyed it. I might post some of that to my Tumblr just as a kind of like a, well, this is what my brain wanted to do today, and explain that, because, you know, half the fun of sharing the process of creating things is also admitting that not everything goes the way you think it's supposed to go, and just embracing it sometimes. So yeah, maybe tomorrow. I don't know how well, like, the laptop here is making an awful lot of noise with its fan when I do this live streaming. So I don't know if I'll plug in the mic tomorrow night, and I might not even be here tomorrow night. I might be doing test running from the makerspace tomorrow night. Let's say Monday night, because I don't want to bring that all the way out into the car and risk causing problems until I'm certain that's what I want to do with it. I will leave it here where it's safe. I will take my new laptop with me in that car tomorrow. Go down to playtest game night at the makerspace that I'm hosting, and then it'll probably finish up around the time that I get ready to start live streaming. So I will test live stream on the laptop from the makerspace. I may try. It may seem like asking for it, but yeah. Well, I mean, I can, as much as I oftentimes don't rewatch my videos once I've made them. Like, I edit them and post them. I will rewatch some of my content that I will do some test runs and see how it sounds in test runs. And then during live streaming, I will see if I can use it and see if it makes a difference. It should be a little bit better than what this mic can currently do. And I'll be curious to see. It'll be something I could probably get a little fun play out of if I can figure out how to get LMMS, which is the Linux Multimedia Synthesizer, I believe. It's the thing I'm going to be playing with to make music for music category in May, I believe. And when I play with that, it might be fun to see if it gets quality sound, if like really good like ambient sound, like this environment isn't the best for getting sound. I could probably do a little bit of sound isolation with some foam, and make a better situation for it. Or even, I think you can drape like a comforter over. I've seen somebody do that for some recordings, some sound like voiceover recordings. They take a bed comforter and they sit in front of their microphone and they put the comforter over themselves on the microphone, and then they just talk into the microphone and it catches all the other sound and it makes a nice clean voiceover sound. So if I can do something like that with this microphone, there's a guy called Andrew Hong. I'm going to see if I can spell his last name here. I think I mentioned him once before. He does some videos on YouTube here. Yeah, Huang. So let's see if I can get down here. I believe that's how you spell his name. Huang. Huang. Yep. He does some stuff where he'll do like a recording of like squeaking on a balloon, and he'll take the sounds and manipulate them into individual sounds that he can remix with a beat and tone shifts that he can end up making a whole new series of sounds to make a song out of. And he uses all of the different sounds from a balloon that he can think to make and use it to make an entire song. And so, like, if this can do some of that, that'll be fun to play with, doing that, recording the sounds, and then trying to make a song out of them using LMMS and maybe Audacity. Because I think LMMS doesn't let you rip a sample into pieces as easily, but I think Audacity gives you at least a little freedom to do that with. Yeah. So I think it would be fun to try to do a little bit of that. So I'll play with that microphone to see if I can make it do some of that. I think I could probably take maybe even like the cardboard box it came in and line it with a towel, and that could get directionally isolated sound quality. I think I have a bigger box I could use though if I really want it. I have a huge, like my laptop came in a box that could hold 50 laptops in it. I don't know why they gave me such a big box. I mean, it's literally currently it's sitting on the floor. The bottom part of the box is probably about like this tall, this wide, by like this wide on the other side. And that's a big base. And then the flaps on the top fold over and cover the whole top on all four sides. So when the tops are open, it's literally a box that I could sit down in and the flaps would cover me. Not pull them down, but I could tape up the sides and hide inside the box. My whole laptop came in that box. I've been thinking about using it for still photography of objects. So if I wanted to take a picture of the mic, I could take a black or a white poster board, or even like a colored poster board, and do the matte side up at a curve so it's a seamless backdrop. And I can put holes in the side of the box and put parchment paper on it and put two lights with daylight quality bulbs in them pointing in through the sides, and it'll side light with a softer color. The parchment paper diffuses the light a little bit, so you get a sort of soft, even lighting without harsh shadows, and that seamless backdrop makes it look like the object's just floating in the middle there. And so I've thought about using that box to do that. I'm not sure it's the ideal box for it, but I might still play with it. but it's also a box I could probably kit out to work for audio. You know, it's a big enough box that I bet you if I do it right, I might have to see if I can find a thinner paper for the seamless backdrop. If I can do that so that I can roll it up, I can tuck that inside the box with any batting or towels or padding that I use for sound absorption. If I set up the holes just right on the box to get the right angle on it, I should be able to make it a box that I can carry all the parts in and set it up and turn it into an audio still image recording station. That's an interesting idea. And if it works well in cardboard, I might actually work on it enough to design out like a finer version of it using either vacuum sheet plastic or thin ply wood or some other materials that I could play with. I think I could probably make a very portable. I could probably do a few video stuff too. Like if I work on some other backdrops other than the seamless, because I can do a green screen on it. I can take one of these poster boards and just slip it into that box, make a seamless backdrop for whatever I have in there. So I could do stop motion or even some puppetry maybe and use that green screen as a backdrop. But if I want to do a few other things, I could do a different style backdrop. I wonder if that box base is big enough that I could use, again, a backdrop inside the box and get the camera at the right position in like a close-up so that, you know, I'm here and the box is sort of directly behind me. Would it take up enough of the space that I could do green screen or set backdrops, like wood paneling piece that slips into the back of the box to make it look like this, or a tapestry or something like that back there for backdrop? Like I don't really want to be this close to this camera very often. Let's see if it looks better in the dark. That's a little bit better. I could do this close. This I do need to shave. But I could do this close on a regular occasion if the back of the box fits about edge to edge right. I can get the position right and I can do custom backdrops on it. I could even potentially flip the box around and put the side up and do colored backdrops on the sides and use those. That's some ideas. I can turn that giant cardboard box into a complete video, still image, and audio recording station. That's a good project right there. That's a good project right there. But we're at 33 minutes, and I wanted to keep tonight at about 30 minutes-ish. I'm trying to be better about not making giant videos. I know we have a little bit of fun with it at night, but I got to reserve a little bit for subsequent days of content. And I think once I build an audience that's interested in talking about the projects, I think it's a little bit easier to justify an hour-and-a-half conversation with lots of people. Not that I'm ungrateful for having an hour conversation with you last night, and then no, we didn't do the night before because we got 3 minutes the night before. But yeah, I mean, I enjoy speaking with you. I think as the audience for my content potentially grows, I can move back into longer runs, but I think it's a hurdle I know it's a hurdle for some of my friends and social connections to think like, oh, yeah, it's an hour-and-a-half post. I don't have time for that right now. So I feel like I want to make it possible to include them in some of these things. So I'm going to try to aim for 30 minutes more regularly right now. But I guess tomorrow what we'll have to talk about is I will do maybe a test run with the microphone here. And then tomorrow I'm going to see if I can upload OBS at the Makerspace. I know the last time I did that. So it may be that tomorrow I do 2 uploads. I will try a short OBS upload to see if it works better at the Makerspace. And if it does, I'll keep doing that for my whole video tomorrow night. But if it doesn't, I will quit it within the first 10 minutes. And I will start up another one within 5 minutes of that. That's a regular live stream update. Oh, I'll have to also add this camera to the laptop, because the laptop camera, ooh, I don't even think it's like a 480. It's bad. It's bad. Like, my phone could do better, and my phone's like 5 to 7 years old, and it's like a 2.8 megapixel. It's not a great camera on my phone, but it would do better video than the video camera on my laptop. So there's that. Yeah, so I will have to figure out this camera and this microphone on this computer tomorrow. I will test run doing this camera and OBS on the laptop from the Makerspace tomorrow. See if that works. I'm sort of 50-50 as to whether or not I think it'll work tomorrow, but I'll give it a go. And then I need to update the videos that I was working on. I need to finish that tonight, I think. And then tomorrow is Sunday, so I don't have to upload anything other than the live stream tomorrow. Monday, I want to upload the next video, which should be the board game. Wednesday should be the product or service. Good night. Good night. Call. Good time to go. See you tomorrow.